Okay guys, I'm in the same situation here. I'm still attacking the guy's back. I'm still looking for some movement. I'm still looking, create situations where I can create space so I can work my hooks, work my choke. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Remember how I used that hand on his leg? Control his hips. Still got that grip. I'm doing the same thing I was doing before. I'm going to open up his leg, open up his arm, and I'm going to work this hook. Okay, got it. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about a situation I was caught in the quarterfinals in Abu Dhabi in the absolute division. What happened was we were at the end of the first round. I got like 10, 15 seconds left, and I had one hook, and I couldn't work the second hook. Like no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get the choke. I couldn't get the second hook in, and the guy knew it was like only 15 seconds left. So this guy was just trying to stall and make sure that the round was over so we can go to overtime. And I was working this, couldn't get anything. So I kind of came up with something in the last 10 seconds. I just made a grip, both grips under his armpits. Make a finger grip. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my head to the side. When I put my head to the side, I'm gonna force myself to roll, so I can work my second hook. Okay? Let's do it again. That worked. I kind of developed the position right as we were in the middle of the match. I was kind of in a desperate situation. I couldn't work my hook when the guy was on his knees. So I just, figured something, just roll and create that space as we rolled. See how it's all about creating space? Like he was really close. Like even though I had the first hook, the second one, see, I couldn't get this hook through it. Just defending, he was blocking. He closed his elbow side. I couldn't get it in. See? Now from here, I was like, okay, I have to try something different, or I'm gonna, lose this match. So I got both my grips under his armpit. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna put my head to the side, the same side I got the hook. I'm gonna force myself to roll. Now I created the space for the second hook. Okay? Let's do it again. Next, one more time. Position myself on the side. Open up his knee. Open up the grip. Got the hook, right? Now he's defending. I can't put in second hook. I can't choke. The guy's really close. Can't do anything. I got this grip, right? I'm going to put my head to the side. The same side I got my hook in. And I'm going to force myself to roll. It's going to create space so I can get his back. Okay, now let's consider that my opponent, he's a smart guy, okay? He's blocking the hooks at the same time he has base. Now what he's doing is opening up his knees as he blocks the hooks. So now I can't really move him around because he has good base. I can't work my, position of working the hook because he's closed his elbow so tight. And he kind of lifts his head up a little, or I can't really, can't get the choke because I don't have the hooks. I don't want to go to the choke directly without the hooks. I can't really move him because he has good base. So what I'm going to do from here is, I'm just going to reach and hold one wrist. One wrist is good. See this space right here? I'm just going to step over his arm. Okay? You get that hook. Now that I got this one hook, I'm going to trap his neck. Okay? Now most likely what's going to happen is the guy's going to try to... there's a few things you can do from here. Okay? If he just stays where he is, I'm just going to keep working that choke. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trap his butt. I'm going to trap his butt with my leg. Okay? You see this over here? Just turn around a little. Okay? Now when I want to fall over him, I'm going to trap his butt with my leg and hook this. Now when I hook this, I'm going to fall off the side. Okay? Now I fall over. Now I can work my second hook. Okay? See how his arm's trapped? It's going to make it harder for him to defend the rear naked. Now it's going to get in easily. Okay? Okay. So, a lot of times the guy, especially this can happen, especially when you have this, and the guy might be controlling my wrist. So from this situation, this is what might happen. The guy's like fighting me over here. This is when this position is going to work really well. When he has his head up a little, or when he's just like this, just blocking the hooks. Okay? This is where I want to use this position. Because you have space. You don't have space to put in the hooks directly, but you have room to put your hooks over his arms. Okay? So, this is what I'm going to be working. Okay, so I got this. Moving around, I step over his arm. Okay? Now what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to trap his butt with my leg. Hold on. Okay, I got this. Moving around. Step. Okay, so
Now see how I just stepped my leg over his butt? I'm going to trap his foot over here. Now when I fall over, I'm going to stretch. See how I stretch? I did kick his base away. Now I take his base away, he's going to fall. I'm going to work in my second hook. Okay? One more time. So he's defending himself very well. Step over his arm, make a grip. Okay? Now he's not going to fall over though easily. So I got to make sure I trap his butt and I trap his foot. Now when I fall over, I'm going to start stretching him. And when I stretch him, I take his base away. Makes it hard for him to stay on his knees. Now I stretch him, now I work in my hook. Okay? Got him. Okay guys, now a lot of times when I'm working this position over here, there might be a problem if I position myself too much on his side. Okay, normally I like to stay right over here, but every once in a while you're going to go up, you're going to end up here, and what's going to happen is your opponent is going to sit down to the floor that way, is going to put you in guard. Okay, and if you're not fast enough to move to the other side, you're going to end up in guard. Okay, so most of the time what he's going to do is, as he sits to the floor, he's going to probably pick up this leg to put you in guard over here. Okay, because he wants to block your pass. And that's so you know, I'm in guard. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I got to make sure I sense what he's doing. I got to be able to move before he does. So when I start feeling that he's going to sit down, if you have good control of him over here, you're going to kind of feel like, okay, this guy's leaning. Okay, that's why I like this control, because as he tries to sit down, I kind of control him a little bit. I kind of slow him down. So I feel when he's going to sit down, and that's going to give me enough time to follow him around. Okay? So as he tries to sit down and okay, what I'm going to do is I got to make sure that my left knee reaches the floor before his butt. Okay, if his butt reaches the floor before my left knee, he's going to put me in guard. So no matter even if I move and his butt reaches the floor, I'm going to end up in half guard probably. Okay, and I don't want to end up in half guard. I want to make sure I get the back. Okay, so when he starts sitting down, and putting me in guard, I gotta make sure it's almost like a jump, okay? I prefer this, but if you have this, you can still do it, but normally you want to do it from over here. I'm gonna throw my left knee on the floor as I pull him over with my right hook, okay? So, you notice how when he picks up this leg, how my right leg kind of fits with this hook and it kind of turns him over, okay? As I jump with my left knee, with his side, right underneath his butt, I'm going to open him up with my right leg, okay, to get that momentum rolling. It's almost like I make it fit the back. That's what I call it. You got to make it fit, okay. So when the guys try to sit down, I'll be over here. Just jump to the side, okay, and roll with him. All right, I'll do it slowly now. Okay, so he's over here. I got this position, the guy starts sitting down. Okay, look, I gotta jump to the other side. Remember, my knee has to reach the floor before his butt. If his butt touches the floor before my knee, it's gonna be really, really hard for me to maintain the back, okay? I gotta make sure I'm fast. So my knee reaches the floor, this hook goes in here, and I'm gonna roll with him. Look, see how I open him to the other side with this hook? I open him up, and I roll this way. Got my second hook. So it's keep rolling, okay? Make it fit, okay? A lot of times you're going to go to the back, and you're going to end up in an awkward position. Even if you get the position, you might end up in a position where you're kind of funny over here or something, okay? That's why I roll with him. When I roll, look how nice the back fits now, okay? So the more you roll, the better it fits. Okay, one more time. I'll be moving him around over here. He tries to sit down. Got the position.
Okay, now we're going to be discussing a different approach to back attack. Okay, a lot of people talk about this kind of back control, but not everyone knows how to control it. Okay, it's a little more complicated than it seems. It's all about, I'm going to show you guys first, and I'm going to discuss it a little bit. I want to make sure you guys understand what I call it. I call it a hip control. Some people call it a leg ride, or it's pretty much the position that's going to set up what people call a twister. I just call it a neck crank. I have different names for the same thing. But I just want to make sure you guys understand this hip control so we can roll around with the guy and make sure we control this position so we can go for the submissions. Now, there's a lot of talk about this position, like how this guy invented this and invented that. There's no such thing. You know, position was always there. You just got to see it. And this is it's very popular over here, but not everyone knows how to use it the proper way. Okay, so starting from the same position, I'm going to get in this hook. Okay, same story. All right. Now instead of attacking the back over here or whatever, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the guy my back. Okay. Now you may think that the guy can go to my back or he can roll around. He can't really do anything. As long as I have this under control, he can't go anywhere. Okay? Now this is what I want you guys to understand. Before we move on to any submission, before we move on to anything, I just want you guys to understand what it means to control these hips. And if you don't understand this, you can't really go for any submission at all. Okay? Now this is a position you can do from sweeping the guy, from attacking his back, from a takedown. This position can come up from a million positions. Okay? It doesn't have to be the way I just showed you. I mean, as long as you understand this concept of attacking the guy from here. Okay, you're going to start seeing this position from every situation. Okay, now I want you guys to understand that as long as I have this control, he can't really go anywhere. Okay, he can't roll. I mean, he can't escape this position. He can try to roll. I just follow him around. See how I follow him around? I put the lado, Christian. He can throw himself that way. I just follow him around. See how I always have his butt under control. Now, I don't want him escaping. I don't want him going that way and in a way where he can put his butt to the floor. See? Next thing you know, he's out of the position. Okay? Now, I can still do things from here, but I don't want to lose control of his hips. Okay? If I lose control of his hips, I'm gonna have to start all over again. You know, might miss the position. Okay? So one more time. I got this control over here. Open up his knee. Got this. Deep in my foot. Okay? See how I trap his leg? When I trap his hips? Now, a lot of people like to do this. It's not wrong. You can do it if you like. I don't like to do it too much because if you stretch him too much, you kind of miss control of his hips. Okay, next thing you know, he's not. I don't have this control anymore. I like to keep him close. Okay, I like this right here. Okay, now from here, like I said again, he can start rolling. I just follow him around. No matter where he goes, all we need to do is keep control of his hips. As long as I have this, he can't really go anywhere. Always keep his butt over my stomach. Okay, now we're going to start. I want you guys to understand that this hip control I'm talking about is probably the key to going for the neck crank, or some people call it twister or whatever. If you don't understand this hip control, you're not going to get the position. Okay, you got to make sure you control his hips at all times. Otherwise, you're not getting the twister, you're not getting the back, you're not getting any positions at all. You're just going to miss it. Okay. So one more time, I got this. See, instead of attacking him, I just give him my back and I control his legs. Okay. Now he's not going anywhere. I got good control of him. Okay. Now from here, the good news about this position is I can always go back to the back. I can always go back to my main attacks. I don't have to stay here. Okay, I can always go back. As long as I have this, I know I'm not going to miss the position. Okay, you got to make sure you have this under control. Okay, like I said before, no matter where he goes, you just follow him around. I just follow him around. He's not going anywhere. Even if he goes that way, I just follow him around. He's not going anywhere. Look, back to where we started. Just keep control of his butt. Okay. Now from here, we're going to start working my neck crank. Now a lot of times, this is most likely what he's going to do is, he's going to put his head that way and try to roll this way. Okay, for some reason, this is like their first escape attempt. Now what I got to do is I got to reach for that arm. Okay, as I reach for that arm, I'm going to bring it towards me and lay on top of it. Okay, I just keep him stretched. See how his butt's on the air and it's not on the floor? It's just like sitting on my stomach. Okay, I got to keep it like that. I got to keep control of his wrist. Now he's not going anywhere. Still have his legs stretched. I'm going to reach for his head, make a finger grip, submit him, okay? One more time. So it's basically the same approach to the back attack. I open him up, I deepen my hook, I switch. Got him, okay? Good back control. Now, I got to do this position when he tries to roll. When he tries to roll, this is when I trap him. I'm going to reach for that arm.
I start bringing it close to my head. So I kind of lay on top of it. He's not going anywhere. You can think he can go that way. You really can't. I got control of his hips. I got control of his leg. I'm going to throw my arm towards his head. Grab the top of his head and tap him.
Okay, guys, we're going to be doing something else, different approach, different option from the same situation. Well, let's say when the guy is defending the twister or the neck crank, or the guy just doesn't give it. I mean, we want to go for something else for some reason, whatever. Okay. Now remember, we got to move the guy. When the guy's closed up tight, you got to move him. Okay. Remember that hand inside? I got that good grip. I'm gonna move him around, create space for me to attack him. Okay. I got that space. I'm gonna get my hook in. Now, once I got my hook in, like I said, instead of attacking him up here, which I could do, I'm just gonna switch to the back. Okay? He's not going anywhere. Remember, as long as I keep good control of this, he can't go anywhere. Okay? Now let's say he rolls, right? He rolls. Now for some reason I can't reach over his arm. Okay? He just blocks it. So I can't really work the twister because he's just closed up his arm. Okay? And I can't get it. I need to get inside. Okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab his leg. As close to his knee as possible. I'm gonna hold it like I'm holding a key lock or something. Okay? Like a kimura. Okay, now when I got this, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to stretch. I can close a triangle if I like, or if I want, or I just like to step my own foot. And I'm going to stretch. Okay, some people call it banana splits. Like, call it whatever, just submission. I like to do with and without the gi. Okay? I'm spreading his legs apart. It's going to, not, a lot of people have that kind of flexibility, and stretch him. He can take it, but most people will be in pain. This is painful right here, you know what I mean? It's like a stretch, and you really can't get out of it. It's very uncomfortable. Okay? Let's do it again. So one more time. I'm moving him around. I created that space. I step inside. Instead of going for the choke, switch. Okay? Caught him. Now, could I go direct for the position? No, I can't go for the position. I got to make sure he rolls. I can force myself to roll that way. That I could do. Let's say he's not rolling. I can force myself to roll this way, maybe. And then I might create a situation where I can go for the banana split. So I lock him as close to his knees as possible. I lock a kimura. I'm going to step on my own foot, and I'm going to stretch. See how I open up his leg with my arms, and I push with my legs, his legs down. Okay, it's a good stretch. It's not going anywhere. Got him caught. One more time. Over here. I'm moving him around. Opened up. Deep in my hook. Caught him. Right? Okay, now let's say he rolls. Okay, can't reach for that twister. He's blocking. He's defending the arm. I can't really, there's different options. Grab his leg as close to his knee as possible. Step on my own foot. You can close a triangle if you like. I'd rather do this. I'm just going to stretch. It's not going anywhere. Look, as long as I keep his butt under control, he's not going anywhere. Okay, you got to make sure I keep my stomach underneath his butt. Can't go anywhere. Just stretch. Got it. Okay, now we're going to do a third option, a third submission from here. This is one I really like. I do it a lot from not only from this position, but from other situations. But we're going to work, since we're working the back, we're going to stick to it and still work it, okay? So now I got the same grip on his leg. I'm going to open him up. Remember, got in my hook. Same story. And when I get in, I just give him my back, okay? Now what's going to happen is he's going to try to roll, probably. If he doesn't, I can force him to roll. I can pull him up, but most of the times I got to try to roll to escape. Okay. Now can't get the neck crank. He's defending with the arm. I have his hips under control. Now when I go for my banana splits, I could have gone with this, but let's say he closes his leg. Now I can't pull it up because he locks his legs, and I can't get him. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach with my left arm. And I'm going to explain to you guys in a minute why I reach with my left arm, not with my right arm. I'm going to reach it. 1, 2, and finish it. Okay? I could step on my own foot if I like. Okay? I could grab it over here near my elbow. Doesn't really matter. Okay? One more time. I'm moving the guy around. I create some space. I open his arm. I got in the hook. Give him my back. Get that hip control. Okay? It's not going anywhere. Okay, he rolled. Now he crossed his feet. Now the reason I don't want to reach in with my right arm is if I start going for my arm, I might probably look. Okay? Is he might go for an arm bar. I might get caught in this position. I don't want to get caught in this position. Okay? So I don't want to reach in with my right arm. Otherwise he could go for an arm bar. Okay? Might get caught. Okay? So you got to be careful. Normally I reach with my left arm and I start trapping him from here to get my calf lock. Okay? So I reach over towards his toes as tight as possible, make a good grip. I like to keep my hand on the outside. Remember, you got to keep this control at all times. Step on my foot, trap it like this. You could go in with your right arm as long as it's on the outside. Now if this leg is on the outside, creo que está la pena por fuera. Now you don't want this. This is very dangerous. You got to make sure you don't let it happen. You're going to get caught in an arm bar. Okay, one more time. Good, let him to the other side. Okay, I got this. Open him up. Got to deepen my hook. I'm going to give him my back. Okay, keep good hip control. He's going to roll. Okay, I just got not going anywhere. I keep good hip control. He's going to lock that triangle. I'm going to do is I'm going to reach with my right arm. Okay, remember, got to watch out for his counterattack. Hit the arm bar. I'm going to step on my own foot. I could close the triangle if I wanted. I like to step. I'm going to stretch. Okay, if I wanted to go over here, I could. You know, this would work as well. As long as I keep it tight, the pressure's on his calf, he can't escape. It's done. All right then. We have just prior positions where we were working is passing the guard to force my opponent to his knees, and then we work some positions to get from the knees to the guy's back. And we weren't working any submissions, but now we're going to start working from the back. Okay, and we already learned how to get the guy to his knees. We've learned how to get the guy when he's on his knees, how to get to his back, and now we're going to learn the submissions. Okay. So first of all, when I have this back control, remember, okay, never deepen my hooks. I always want to keep them up high. Okay, I want to keep them as close as possible to his stomach. The reason why is if I deepen them too much. You know, even if I don't cross my feet, he might be able to close a triangle and finish me. Fecha um triângulo. Even if I don't cross my feet, barriga. And he bridges, okay, he might be able to catch me. Okay, so I want to make sure I keep my hips, my legs as close as possible to his stomach. Okay, now as for my arms, I like this control over here, under his armpit. Okay, this is good body control. Now I have good control of his hips with my hooks. I have good control of his upper body with my arms, okay? And I stay close to him, okay? The good news about this position is that I have good control of him. He's not going anywhere. He can roll. He can do whatever he wants. He can stand up. I've got good control of him, okay? I call it a backpack. It's like a backpack. I'm glued to him, okay? But bad news about this position, I can't finish him from here, okay? I need one arm over, okay? So I'm going to start with one arm over. Now, a lot of times when I got this arm over, what most people do is they control the arm like this, okay? It's not wrong if I do it like this. Okay, you can still choke the guy. It's just that if you notice, my hand is blocking my arm that's going to be choking. Okay, this is my choke arm. This is what I'm going to be choking with. Okay, but if I control him like this, I'm blocking myself. Okay, it may seem easy to let go like this when these guy's not defending, but when the guy's holding my hands, when he's holding my hand, it's going to be hard to get it free. Okay, now instead of controlling my opponent like this, I'm going to control him like this. I'm just going to switch. And the arm that's going to choke him, I'm going to have it on top. Okay? Now, even when he holds my hand, see how much easier it is to choke him? Instead of doing like this and blocking myself, I get this. Okay? See how much faster it is? Much, much better. Okay? Much easier. So even when he's holding, my bottom arm is free. I just have to slide my top arm, the one that's going to finish him. Otherwise, if I were here, I would make it hard for myself to choke him. Okay? I can't really, my arm is stuck. Now when I have it this, I got it. Okay? I want you guys to understand this. It's a principle that's going to work every time you're attacking the back. Just keep that in mind. It's going to take you a while to get used to it because most of the time this is what we do. Okay? But if you can get used to this, this is much faster. Okay, now I'm going to be working a different choke, okay?
A lot of times when I'm going to be working my choke from here, what's going to happen is the guy, as I try to deepen my arm, he's going to hold with both arms my forearm. So we're going to want you outside. And it's going to be hard to get this choke, okay? Like I'll be fighting him, and I can't, I never want to have both my arms over his shoulder. I always make sure I have one arm underneath his armpit so I can have control of his upper body, okay? But a lot of people are attacking from him, and this is wrong, okay? You got to have at least one arm controlling his upper body, okay? Now, as I try to choke him with this arm, he's blocking. Let's say he does this, okay? And I can't get my arm through because it's stuck. I can't get my hand through it. The guy's blocking. The guy has, puts his shoulders up high, hides his chin like this. I can't really get my arm through. This happens. This is very, very common, okay? If you've been grappling for a while, you know this. I mean, everyone has been in this situation before, okay? So what I'm going to do from here is, I'm not going to try to get my arm through. I'm just going to try to get my fingers through, okay? So I just fight him with my fingers. I just fight him through, okay? If I just my hand underneath his chin, that's enough, okay? If the guy's defending, I just go find his chin. So I pick up his chin a little bit, just my hand, just a little bit, okay? Now I got just a little bit. What I'm going to do with my other hand, now I'm going to let go for a short second, and I'm going to go like this. Not over here, behind his back. Make a finger grip, okay? Now from here, I'm going to lock both of my elbows to my back, okay? So this is the position I'm going to be doing. I got him here. I lock this elbow that way and this one this way, okay? And I squeeze, almost like I'm pushing his back with this elbow, and I'm pushing this elbow behind his other shoulder. Okay, so he's close. This is the FNJ. Okay, instead of just going through my whole arm through his neck, I'm just going to get this. Let's fight him here. Got my arm through, okay? Got it through. Finger grip. Look, just a finger grip. Clock it. Okay, see I'm going to push him forward with this elbow, and this elbow I'm going to throw it to the back. Got him. Okay? Just a little pressure like this. Just this is enough. Okay? I got this. I got this. Look. See how I hide my elbow behind his back? Both my elbows? Got him. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to be showing a rear naked choke, okay? I know it's a simple choke. Everyone seems to know it. People just think that you just go around his neck, go like this, and finish the guy. It's not that simple. There's more technique to it, okay? It's harder than it looks. I'm not embarrassed to say this, but I actually learned how to rear naked choke when I was a brown belt. I learned the move when I was a white belt, of course, but I actually understood the position when I was up to a brown belt. That's when I kind of understood the concept of the position. It's much harder than it looks. And people just think it's squeeze. It will finish the guy, but, I mean, to really learn the fundamentals of the move is a little bit harder, okay? The first thing I need is I can get my arm across, okay? Now when I get my arm across, what most people do is immediately they put their hand on their biceps. This is wrong, okay? The first thing you gotta do is as I deepen my arm, I'm gonna hold his traps. It's the first thing I should do, okay? Notice how I keep the bone on his neck? I keep this bone right here on his neck. This is very important. I'm not gonna choke him with this. I'm not gonna choke him with this. I'll choke him with this right here. Okay, this is what's going to choke him. Okay, so he puts his head down. I'm going to deepen my arm, get it across. Okay, sometimes I can hold it a little, just so I can deepen it. Okay, now I don't like to deepen it too much. I just like to keep it right here, just where my hand reaches his traps. Okay, this is where I want to keep him. Okay, now what everyone does wrong is everyone goes like this to choke. It will choke. Okay, it will work. It's just that it's easy for the guy to defend. When I go like this, if he holds my hand, this is going to memo. I can't choke him because he's blocking my hand. I can't choke him no matter what. So instead of going with this hand right in front of him where it's going to be obvious for him to defend, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fist. Now the reason I make a fist is I don't want him grabbing my fingers. If I go with an open palm, he's going to grab my fingers. And he's going to pull on my fingers. Okay? Now I go with a closed fist with the back of my hand towards his head. Okay? And I'm just going to make some space till my hand reaches my shoulder. When my hand reaches my shoulder, then I'm going to throw this arm on my bicep, okay? So actually putting my hand on the bicep is the last thing I should do. Everyone's doing this. I think it's way too easy for the guy to defend, okay? So when I get this, close a fist, look, the back of his head, almost like a screwdriver, like this, until it reaches my shoulder. Once it reaches my shoulder, my arm slides from his traps to my biceps, okay? Now I can put pressure here with my arms, but if I just bridge a little, it's enough to make him tap, okay? You don't need to lose a lot of power. You can if you want. You got the option. It's just that, look, if I just bridge a little, that's enough, okay? So one more time. I'm fighting him. I get my arm across. I hold his traps, okay? I close my fist, and he can't really hold my fingers anymore. Okay. Now Christian can try to defend, try to get my arm out. See how I make a grip behind his traps? He can't really get my arm out. Okay, deixa meu braço. Can't go anywhere. If I miss the position of it, I can always make a finger grip and pull it back. Okay. Close my fist, back of my hand, the back of his head. Look, create that space until my hand reaches my shoulder. Now the last thing I do is put my hand on my bicep. Okay. I can choke him like this up here, no problem. Just that I like to bridge. If you're on his side, I would bridge like this. That's enough. Okay, now we're still working some submissions from the back. Now I'm considering that my opponent is defending himself really, really well. I can't get the arm through. I can't get my hand through. There's nothing I can do. This guy is necklace, okay? Can't choke the guy. He's defending himself. He's not trying to escape either. He's just avoiding getting submitted, okay? Just avoiding the submission. So I can't really do anything. So what I'm going to do now, look at this. I'm going to throw my arm over his neck like this, okay? So I got him here. So I control his wrist right here. Okay. And I throw this arm over his head. Okay. And I'm gonna almost like a rear naked on his own arm. Right? Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch my hooks. Okay, and I'm gonna fall to the side. Now you're gonna be thinking that Christian can come up. He can't really come up because I'm gonna stretch my arm right on his face. Okay, I make him look that way. It's gonna make it really hard for him to come up. I'm gonna throw this leg on the top of his head. Okay? Now when I armbar, see how I throw this leg on the top of his head. It's not on his neck. If it were on his neck, he'll be able to fight me. Since it's on the top of his head, it's almost like it's a neck crank. He can't really fight me. I just see he can't. Just push him down. Okay. I really, really like this armbar. This detail from the armbar. I use it from every armbar. Whenever I'm throwing the leg over his head, I never throw my leg on his neck. Because if I throw my leg on his neck, I gotta fight his power. I gotta fight his body strength. When I throw my leg up here, he's so weak. This guy, you may think his neck is strong, but when I push him over here, he has nothing. He has no posture. He couldn't possibly defend the position. Okay? So it's the thing, Jay. So I can't get a choke. I'm going to throw my arm over. So I throw it over his head, and I make it almost like a rear naked. I'm going to fall to the side as I switch my hooks. Okay? Now when I get to this position, I'm going to stretch my arm. So I just stretch my arm, push his face that way. I'm going to throw my leg over the top of his head. Look. Now I'm going to side push him down. You can try to come up all day. I'm not even using power. Look. It's just his face. He has no power here. If we're on his neck, he might be able to fight me. Okay? But since it's on top of his head, he can't really go anywhere. I'm just going to push his face down as I go through the armbar. Okay? Do one more time. I got this position. He's defending himself really well. I can't get the submission. This guy's stalling. Got, 2 seconds left. I got to submit the guy fast. Throw my arm over. Trap it like this, almost like a rear naked. Okay? I'm going to switch my hook as I fall to my side. I'm going to stretch my arm right on his face. Okay? You just push him like this. Okay? It doesn't really matter. Just push his face that way. Throw my leg over the top of his head. See how my leg is right over his ear? It's not on his neck. I got to throw it right over his ear. I'm going to push it down. You can try to come up. He's not going to be able to. Just push him down. I got my armbar. Okay, now guys, I want you guys to understand it's a basic principle about jiu-jitsu that you should always get what the guy gives you. Okay, a lot of times we're trying to force ourselves into position. We're trying to force our arm through. We're always trying to fight the guy, do it the hard way. When really the guy's always giving us something. You just got to be able to have an open mind and see what he's giving you. He's always giving you an armbar. He's always giving you a triangle. He's always giving you something. You just got to see what he's giving you. Okay? So a lot of people be fighting, this arm, try to get it inside and trap it. There's so much easy way to do this. Okay? So let's say the guy. A lot of people show this. Or put this arm down and then you throw it over. It could work. It's not wrong. It's just that. If you've been grappling, you know how hard this is. Okay? I can't just control his arms like this and push him down and then step. It's too hard. Okay? So instead, I'm just going to see what the guy's doing. A lot of times, the guy's going to be defending the back, okay? So let's say he holds my heel, and he's going to be fighting to get my hooks away, okay? Once he gets my foot off, okay, I'm not going to fight him back with my leg. That's too hard, okay? He most likely is going to win. So what I'm going to do is going to follow him around. I'm just going to open up my leg. The more I open, the less grip he has, okay? If I keep my foot right here, he has a good grip. If I try to fight him, he has a good grip. Now, the more I open my leg, the less grip he has. And then the less I have to fight him. I don't have to use power, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my arm over his arm, slap it down,
and throw my leg over. See how easy it was to trap his arm? I didn't have to use any power. I was just using his movement against himself. Okay? And that's the basic principle of jiu-jitsu that people really ignore. They should be looking for situations where you can make it easy, where you don't have to fight your opponent. You got to be looking for positions where he's going to put himself in a bad situation. You don't have to force him to that situation. Okay? So again, the guy's taking out with my hook. I'm going to throw my arm over. I'm going to slap it. Okay, just like hit it and throw my hook over. Now his arm is stuck. He can't really go anywhere. It's going to make it much easier for me to go to my choke. Okay, one more time. So I get this. I could be fighting it up here. Doesn't really matter. He gets one of my hooks out. I go over, hit it, over. One more time. Okay. Now let's say if when I hit it doesn't come off. You can always kick it. Okay. You can always, let's say when I hit his arm down, for some reason it doesn't come off. It doesn't come off. I can hold his wrist and kick it. Now look. I got it. Same thing. Got the rear naked. Okay, now we're doing a similar situation, okay? Now instead of blocking one hook or taking one foot out at a time, this guy's going to take both my feet away at the same time, okay? Now when this happens, he's going to start moving, so I got to control his hands. I'm going to make sure if I don't have those hooks, I got to control his hands so I get my hooks back, okay? So I'm going to control his hands like this, over. I'm going to make a grip over his fingers and just control him, okay? I'm not going to break his grip like this, but if I kick, I'm going to be able to throw my leg over, okay? So he holds, I just kick and throw over his arms, and I'm going to cross my feet, okay? Now you may think, oh, Robert, you're not supposed to cross your feet. From this situation, I can. My legs are way too high. You can't really hold a triangle on my foot. Okay, it's way too high. You can't get it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let go, and you're going to have both his arms trapped. Now you're thinking I have beautiful rear naked, which I do. I can always go for this rear naked. He'll tap, no problem, okay? But a lot of times this situation, what's going to happen is he's going to try to slide down underneath me, okay? So try to get underneath me. And from here, I don't have a rear naked anymore, okay? So from this situation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a finger grip right underneath his chin, okay? And I'm going to stretch. Okay, let's turn. Let's do it again. Good job. Okay. One more time. Here. Okay. So got my hooks up. 1, 2. Kick. Roll my legs over. Cross my feet. Okay. So I got this. I'm gonna go for my choke. If I go for my rear naked, if I get it, no problem. If Christian for some reason starts sliding down, which he probably will, I just make sure I control his chin. Okay, he can slide his body down, but I control his chin. You can hold him like this, or just like this, or whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just going to bridge back. Got him. Okay, one more time. So I'm attacking him. He gets my feet out. Control his wrist. Kick. Throw over 1, 2. Cross my foot. Okay, I'm going to go for my rear naked. If I get it, no problem. Let's say he's defending. He's sliding down. Trying to put his back to the floor. Control his chin. As long as I have his chin, he can't escape. Okay? Get this or this, whatever you're comfortable with, and just fall backwards. Okay, guys, now I'm going to be working this position right here. Let's say I got my opponent around his waist, and I'm moving around with him, I'm rolling with him. He's trying to escape me, and I'm trying to put in my hooks, but I can't. Because when I put my hooks, he blocks my feet. Okay? And I can't work those hooks. Now I'm stuck in a position where I have control of his upper body, but I don't control his hips. I don't have the hooks. I can't go for a choke because otherwise he's going to escape. So I'm kind of in a position where I'm stuck. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my leg again. See? Like I said before, when I open my leg, I weaken his grip. Okay? The closer his grip is to his body, the more grip he has. So when I stretch, he doesn't have a good grip. If I just kick, it would probably break. Okay? But let's say you don't have long legs. When we just stretch, we can always hold his hand, kick it, and then throw it over. Okay? But if you could stretch by yourself, and break the grip without using your hands, it'll probably be better. So I'm going to throw my leg over and control my foot. Okay? Now when I control my foot, what I'm going to do is this arm out, I'm going to start sliding backwards. Now it seems like he can go somewhere, but you can see he can slide underneath, but the more he slides underneath, the less positioning he has for this side. Okay? The less positioning he has. So now he's still stuck because his head is on my lap. So it seems that he can escape, but he really can't. I start fixing my triangle. Got him in a good triangle here. I can probably finish just with this. In case this doesn't happen, you just sit down.
This should be enough. Okay? Let's do it again. So again, let's say I'm attacking my opponent over here. I can't get in my hooks. Just blocking both my feet. This should be enough to break the grip. In case it doesn't, you can always let go. Slap it, throw my leg over, hold my own foot. Look. Now he's trying to put his back on the floor. Here's love. Okay. Let's do it again. Okay. So I'm here. He's defending my foot. So go to my back. Kick, block, throw over to the side leg. See, when he tries to slide down, this makes it easier for me. The more he slides down, the easier it is for me to block my triangle. Because his head's going to fit on my lap. He can't get his head out. So you think, oh, he can put his back on the floor, but look, his head's still stuck. Now I caught him. He's not going to go anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's stuck. Okay? This should be enough. Just the pressure. If it's not, I just sit down. This is going to be able to finish it. Okay, now we'll get the same situation, just a different variation from the same position. Okay? I'm here. I'm going to be working my hooks. The guy defends. Okay? Now, what I'm going to be doing is same thing I was doing before. I kick, or when I kick, I don't break that grip. I got to let go, hold his hand. Now I kick, throw my leg over. I got him trapped. Now again, he thinks he can escape by putting his back to the floor. Just let him think. See how his head is trapped? He can't really go anywhere because his head's on my lap. It's going to make it easier and easier for me to lock that triangle. Now I got that triangle. Let's say for some reason when I put pressure he doesn't tap. When I sit up he doesn't tap. Okay? Look at his arm, where his arm is. I'm just going to hold his elbow and I'm going to drop backwards. It's going to be a shoulder lock. Okay? One more time. Got this. He's defending. Okay? Control his wrist. Kick. Throw over. Grab my foot with my own hand. I'm going to back away. The more he slides, the easier it is for me to lock my triangle. See? What a nice triangle I got. Now let's say he doesn't submit. He doesn't tap from the choke, from the triangle choke. When I sit up, he doesn't tap. I'm just going to reach over for his elbow. I'm going to stretch his shoulder. Okay? Now let's say the guy has an incredible flexible shoulder. He doesn't tap when I do this. Look, I still got a wrist lock. Look, I still got an arm bar. I got options from the same position. His arm is stuck. He can't even use the other arm to defend. He's stuck. Look. See how easy it is to get him away? I want to easily break this grip. And look what I got. I can pull his arm to the side and he'll be tapping. He got no other option. He's stuck. Okay? One more time. So I got this. He's blocking my feet. Kick. Push. Hold my own foot. Back away. If he doesn't slide, put his back on his own, I can always back away myself. I kind of make it fit. Now if this guy rolls, I just follow him around. He's not going anywhere. Look. Where's he going? I just follow him around. He got nothing. Hold him around, no problem. Now if it doesn't tap from the triangle, look. I got the shoulder lock. Okay? I got a wrist lock. And go like this. Should be enough to make him tap. Got many, many options. All make him tap. Okay guys, so I'm now in this position right here. Let's say I'm still working those hooks. And when I'm over here, what he does, he sits on the ground. He sits on the ground. He's already worried about my hooks. So he already has his hands blocked my hook before I even put them. So when I go, immediately when I go, he blocks them. I'm stuck in that same situation. Okay? Same story. Control his wrist. Kick. Throw it over. Okay? See when I grab my ankle? Now, when I do this position, I can kick directly. If that doesn't work, I can control this and kick. Sometimes I do this and kick. Work as well. Normally, I prefer this. Kick, over, grab my foot. Now he's stuck in the position. You're going to try to escape. Look, the more he hits up, the more I deepen my triangle. Got him. Okay? Now let's say this guy's very strong, okay? What he's going to do, he's going to hold his arms really tight. Can't get that arm bar. Can't get the triangle. Can't get the shoulder lock. Can't get the wrist lock. When I sit down, he doesn't tap. I got a last option here. This one works in 99.9 of cases. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach over for that leg. Okay? And now I'm going to stretch him. Okay? I can reach for both legs maybe. I just stretch him like this. It's not going anywhere. Okay? One more time. Got him in this position. Blocking my feet. Control him here. Kick. Throw him over. I locked his arm. See? Where is he going? He's not going anywhere. I could choke him from here if I wanted. That's a different option. But that's not what I'm going to do right now. He's going to back away. Most of the time, he'll slide by himself. He'll try to put his back to the floor. I like when he does that. I just see I have his head on my lap. Now I just fix my triangle. I go for my first submission. He doesn't tap. I try to sit up. He doesn't tap. I go for a shoulder lock. Doesn't work. It's defending his, defending his wrist. He can't armbar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach for that leg. Okay? So I reach for this leg. Bring it close. If I can reach for both, even better. Okay? It's a choke, but at the same time, it's a stretchy position. Makes him very, very uncomfortable. Okay? It looks like, oh, what is he doing? It's going to choke the guy. At the same time, it's stretching his whole lower back, stretching his leg. This position is so uncomfortable. The guy just wants to tap just from the pain. Just so much. The guy, it's just too intense. The guys just give up. They're like, oh, this is too much. Especially when they're tired. They're like, oh, man, I can't handle this anymore. I just want to go back home. It's too much for me. And that's when you know you beat the guy. Okay? Okay, now we're going to be working this move. I've been developing the last few months. It's something new. I've never seen anyone do it before. I'm not claiming to have invented the move because I don't believe in such thing. But I think this is something most people have never seen before. And like I said, I've been working it for the last few months. It's been working for me, so I want to show you guys. Okay, so I'll be in this situation again. I'm attacking the back. I'm going to open up his arm. Now, okay? Now I'm going to dive inside with this arm. Okay, when I do this, this guy's probably going to be fighting. He's not going to let me, of course, but I can easily fight him from here. Look, even if he comes up, he can't really go anywhere. It seems like he can, but look, he can't. I'm going to wrap his head. Okay, the opposite. What can he do? Can he go that way? He can't go that way. Can he come up? Just fight him with my arm. Okay? Come back to where I was. Now, when I get this position, I'm going to step on my own foot. You can see how I step on my ankle? The reason I step is because I want to make myself heavy. I want to make his hips heavy. That way, when I bridge backwards, he can't bridge with me. And I finish him. Okay? One more time. So I'm over here. I'm fighting him. I fight his arm. Look. Got inside. Once I get inside, look. Step on my foot. Where is he going? Nowhere. Okay? I keep my feet heavy on his legs. He can't bridge. He can't follow me. So when I bridge, he stays down. You get that pressure on his back, on his neck. He's stopping. Okay? One more time. So when I dive inside, look, I gotta fight him for a while. He's not gonna let me. But see, when I fight him, I trap his head. Now I start coming up. See how I come up on my elbow? It's gonna help me come up. Trap, almost like a opposite guillotine. Okay? Not gonna choke the guy, but it's gonna give, good pressure on his neck. I'm gonna step on my foot and lean backwards. I got it.